Welcome to our channel, where we reveal the most remarkable Roosevelt dimes ever struck, coins that may look ordinary but hold incredible secrets for those who know what to look for. Make sure to watch till the end to see just how extraordinary these coins can be. Let's begin with a coin that might seem like any other piece of pocket change, yet for collectors, it's a challenge to locate in the finest quality. This is the 1983 Roosevelt D dime, struck at the Denver Mint. While its mintage was in the hundreds of millions, its true scarcity shows itself only when we talk about condition, the kind of near-perfect preservation that few coins from this year have managed to retain. The Roosevelt dime had already been part of American coinage for nearly 4 decades by 1983. Introduced in 1946 to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt, the design has become one of the most familiar in circulation. On the obverse, his left-facing portrait is accompanied by the inscriptions "Liberty" and "In God We Trust," with the date 1983 just below. The Denver Mint's D mint mark appears neatly to the left of the year. The reverse carries John R. Sinek's enduring design, a central torch representing liberty, flanked by an olive branch for peace and an oak branch for strength. These details have remained consistent, but the way they appear on the coin depends heavily on the quality of the strike and how well the coin has been preserved. In the early 1980s, coins were produced primarily for circulation, with the majority entering daily commerce almost immediately. One key point that makes the 1983 Denver dime more difficult to find in superb condition is that the U.S. Mint did not issue official mint sets that year. Normally, mint sets help preserve a portion of coins in pristine, unhandled condition for collectors. Without them in 1983, there was no ready supply of untouched coins set aside at the time of minting. Almost every dime struck in Denver went straight into tills, vending machines, and the hands of the public. Once a coin enters circulation, it quickly begins to show marks from contact with other coins, faint scratches from handling, and the loss of original mint luster. The small size of the dime means that even minor wear can dull its appearance noticeably. By the time collectors began paying closer attention to modern coins in high grades, most of the 1983 D dimes had already seen years of use. Finding one in exceptional condition today usually means it was saved unintentionally, perhaps stored in a roll or jar shortly after it was issued and forgotten for decades. Some collectors search bank-wrapped rolls in hopes of locating such coins, but success is rare. A high-grade example will have strong detail in Roosevelt's hair and facial features, clear separation in the lines of the torch, and smooth, bright surfaces free of distracting marks. These qualities are not easy to find in a coin that was never offered to the public in a collector-protected form. In the numismatic community, the grading scale is critical for determining a coin's desirability. For a 1983 D Roosevelt dime, a grade of MS-67 or higher is an exceptional achievement. Such coins often stand out immediately under proper lighting. The fine texture of the fields, the crisp edges of the devices, and the original mint luster create a striking appearance. When one reaches this level, it's not just an example of the year and mint, it becomes a premium rarity among modern issues. Collectors who specialize in Roosevelt dimes or in top-grade modern U.S. coins recognize the 1983 D as a date worth seeking out. It serves as a reminder that even relatively recent coins can present a real challenge when the goal is condition rarity. The story behind its scarcity is straightforward: high mintage, no mint sets, heavy circulation, yet the result is a coin that in top form commands serious respect. Over the years, a small number of these have been certified by professional grading services in the highest grades, and each one tells its own story of survival. Whether it sat in a safety deposit box, remained in original banking storage, or simply escaped the wear of circulation by chance, its journey is unusual. And for the collector who finally acquires one, it becomes a highlight of their collection. For most 1983 Denver dimes, their value remains tied to their face worth, but for the truly exceptional examples, the market tells a different story. One such coin, preserved in flawless condition and displaying all the traits of a perfect strike, was purchased for a remarkable sum, an amount that shows how much condition can matter in modern coinage. That single example changed hands for $76,000. For a coin with a face value of just 10 cents, this kind of result is a clear example of how condition, scarcity, and collector demand can combine to create something far beyond its everyday purpose. While most people have handled a Roosevelt dime countless times without a second thought, this particular year and mint mark in top grade has shown that attention to detail can lead to remarkable finds. It also serves as a reminder that valuable coins aren't always old or made of precious metal. Sometimes they're modern issues hiding in plain sight, waiting to be recognized for what they are. Whether you're an experienced numismatist or just starting to look more closely at your change, keeping an eye out for coins like the 1983 Roosevelt D dime can be both an enjoyable and rewarding part of the hobby. Moving on to a coin from the early 2000s, we have the 2004 Roosevelt dime from the Philadelphia Mint. At first sight, it appears to be just another modern 10-cent piece, yet beneath its ordinary appearance lies a challenge that seasoned collectors know all too well. For those who understand condition rarity, this date and mint mark present a hunt that is far more difficult than the raw mintage numbers would ever suggest. By 2004, the Roosevelt dime had already been a familiar part of American pockets for nearly 60 years. Its obverse still carried the dignified left-facing portrait of Franklin D. Roosevelt, the nation's 32nd president, surrounded by "Liberty, in God We Trust," and the year. Just beside the neckline sits the modest P mint mark, denoting Philadelphia's production. The reverse continued with the timeless symbolism of the torch, olive branch, and oak branch, representing liberty, peace, and strength, a design that has remained untouched since its debut in 1946, a testament to its enduring appeal. That year, the Philadelphia Mint struck an enormous number of dimes to meet the needs of everyday commerce. Most of these coins entered circulation almost immediately, clinking through cash registers, parking meters, and vending machines. In that relentless environment, they quickly accumulated contact marks, scuffs, and a loss of the bright luster they once had when leaving the presses. The vast majority ended up with the telltale signs of use, making pristine survivors a needle-in-a-haystack find. Even though 2004 mint sets were available to collectors, not every coin within them was perfect. In fact, even untouched coins straight from those sets often fail to meet the razor-sharp quality required for top-tier grading. A perfect Roosevelt dime demands more than just being uncirculated. It requires a flawless surface, a razor-sharp strike, and a brilliance that reflects light evenly across every millimeter. For the 2004 P dime, one of the biggest challenges is finding both superb strike quality and immaculate surfaces together. On a truly exceptional piece, every strand of Roosevelt's hair is sharply defined, the lettering is bold and free of weakness, and the reverse torch displays complete line separation in both the handle and the flames. The fields, those smooth, flat areas surrounding the design, must be completely free of marks visible even under magnification. On a coin this small, the tiniest imperfection is magnified many times over under a grader's eye. Collectors who chase these elusive gems often go to extraordinary lengths. They search through original mint rolls sealed for decades, scrutinize coins from government-issued sets, and sometimes spend years waiting for a certified example that meets their exacting standards. The reality is that out of millions minted, only a microscopic fraction have survived in truly flawless form, untouched by circulation, protected from environmental damage, and stored in conditions that preserve every detail. Under bright, direct lighting, a top-quality 2004 P dime reveals its true beauty. The metal's luster flows smoothly, reflecting light like a mirror without interruptions. The rims are clean and squared, and every element of the design stands out in crisp relief, as if frozen in time since the day it left the coining press. Holding such a piece feels almost surreal, knowing that something so small has defied the odds of wear, mishandling, and time itself. This is what makes certain modern coins so fascinating to collectors. They may not be made of silver or gold, and they may not be centuries old, yet their scarcity in perfect condition gives them a value that rivals, and sometimes surpasses, much older coins. The 2004 P Roosevelt dime is a perfect example, a modern workhorse of commerce that becomes a rare treasure when found in flawless form. Among the handful of these pristine survivors, one example rose above them all, graded at the absolute pinnacle by professional standards, displaying perfect surfaces and a strike that could only be described as textbook. When it finally changed hands to an eager collector, it achieved an outstanding figure, bringing in $39,000, a staggering sum for a coin most people still see as just pocket change. That staggering amount instantly transformed this little 10-cent piece from a humble coin into a legend among modern Roosevelt dimes. It's the kind of discovery that makes every collector's heart race, proof that extraordinary finds are still out there, hidden in plain sight. Stories like this remind us why coin collecting is as much about passion as it is about preservation. A coin like the 2004 Roosevelt dime may not seem remarkable to the casual observer, yet in the right condition, it becomes a piece of history, artistry, and rarity all rolled into one. And perhaps the most inspiring part? There's always the possibility that another example is still out there, maybe tucked away in a forgotten roll, sealed in a dusty drawer, or quietly resting in a collection yet to be recognized. Every dime you check could be the next big discovery, waiting for its moment to shine. So the next time a small, ordinary coin passes through your hands, take a closer look. You might just be holding a hidden treasure, one that could turn 10 cents into a story worth telling for the rest of your life. The next and final coin in today's hunt takes us back to 2007, a year when most people probably never gave a second thought to the small change in their pocket. Yet hidden among the millions of coins minted that year is a Roosevelt dime from the Denver Mint that turned out to be far more special than anyone could have guessed. At first glance, it looks just like any other dime you might get in your change at a grocery store. But for collectors, this coin holds a secret, and it's not about age or precious metal. It's about condition, precision, and survival against the odds. The Roosevelt dime had already been part of American coinage for over 6 decades by 2007. Its obverse still carried John R. Sinek's familiar left-facing portrait of Franklin D. Roosevelt, with "Liberty" to the left, "In God We Trust" just beneath the chin, and the year tucked neatly to the right. The small D mint mark near the date marked its origin in Denver. On the reverse, the design that had endured since 1946 remained, a torch in the center for liberty, flanked by an olive branch for peace and an oak branch for strength. It's a design that's timeless in its simplicity, yet one that collectors know hides a challenge when it comes to finding the perfect strike. The Denver Mint produced millions of these coins in 2007, each destined for everyday use. They rattled through change drawers, scraped against other coins in vending machines, and slid across countless countertops. In that rough environment, the tiniest imperfection could appear, a scratch in the field, a dulling of luster, a faint contact mark from another dime. For casual spenders, these marks meant nothing. For serious collectors chasing perfection, they meant the difference between a common coin and something extraordinary. Even coins that never entered circulation, those pulled from uncirculated mint sets, weren't automatically flawless. A coin could pick up blemishes during the minting process itself, from tiny planchet marks to hairline scratches during handling. The challenge wasn't finding a 2007 D dime, it was finding one that had somehow escaped every hazard from the day it was struck until now. A truly exceptional example shows every strand of Roosevelt's hair in crisp detail, with sharp edges around the lettering and flawless separation in the lines of the torch on the reverse. The fields shine with unbroken luster, and under magnification, there's not a single distracting mark to be found. On a coin barely larger than your fingernail, such perfection is nearly impossible, which is exactly why collectors prize it so highly. For many, the search for such a coin is a test of patience and a matter of pride. Some sift through sealed mint rolls, others study mint sets under bright light, and a few wait years for the perfect certified piece to appear on the market. The truth is, out of all the 2007 D dimes struck, only a tiny fraction have the razor-sharp strike and spotless surfaces to reach the very top of the grading scale. And when one finally does turn up, it's a breathtaking moment. The luster glows as if the coin was struck yesterday, the details leap from the surface, and the piece feels like a time capsule from the exact moment it left the Denver presses. It's the kind of find that instantly becomes the centerpiece of any collection. That's exactly what happened with one extraordinary example, a coin so pristine, so perfectly struck, that it stood alone at the highest grade level ever given for this date and mint mark. When it changed hands, it wasn't just a transaction, it was the recognition of a true modern rarity. And in that moment, this little dime proved its worth in dramatic fashion, bringing an impressive $33,000. That number is more than just a price tag, it's a testament to how the smallest details can turn an everyday object into a remarkable treasure. For the collector who secured it, this coin represented years of searching, learning, and waiting for the right opportunity. The satisfaction wasn't only in owning it, but in knowing how few people in the world could ever hold its equal. Moments like this are what keep numismatics alive. They prove that treasure hunting isn't just something from storybooks, it's happening every day, often in the most unexpected places. Who knows? Another flawless 2007 D dime might still be sitting in a forgotten mint roll, tucked away in a desk drawer, or even hiding in plain sight among everyday change. Every coin has a story, and each one carries the potential to surprise even the most seasoned collector. So the next time a dime passes through your hands, take a closer look. That tiny coin could be more than just 10 cents, it could be your ticket to an unforgettable story, just like this one. Its journey from a mint press to a collector's prized possession reminds us that even the smallest objects can hold immense significance, and that true rarity isn't always about age or metal, it's about perfection, survival, and the eye of the beholder. If you enjoyed this journey through some of the rarest and most fascinating coins, make sure to hit that subscribe button and join our community of coin enthusiasts. Your support helps us bring more amazing stories from the world of rare coins straight to your screen. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to check your own change, you never know when the next hidden treasure might be waiting for you. Stay curious, and we'll see you in the next video.